spoke talk the other day about just you being able to fit in so quickly. You're doing everything that they've been asking of you. What has allowed you to kind of expedite this transition?
I mean, I think everybody's just making my job real easy. From the very jump, coach, all the players, all the staff, just told me, just be yourself, do what you do best, and you're going to fit in right away.
Nick, when you look at a career high, 19 rebounds, maybe just speak to this being one of the main reasons they brought you here was to address the boards.
For sure. Definitely, there's also other things that I got to pick up on. Rebounding for sure is one of the things that coach, he emphasized with me in our first meeting. Trying my hardest, the last, I think the second game I only had 4. And, I had to, he came into the office, I went to the office again, and he told me, we brought you here for a reason. You got to step up. So, I just try my best to just focus on that part of the game, and I think everything else will take care of itself.
Other thing I had was, obviously, you're able to score down low, and Kevin talked about feeding you a little bit, and how much do you feel like that can be part of what you also bring in that ability to get shots out of your offense inside?
I mean, KD is just, he's encouraging me, to try to go at people. He's telling me, post them up, post guys up, make yourself, be more aggressive to the ball. Show them that you're not just, that one type of player. I think that just shows how much of a leader KD is. They put in confidence in his teammates to do more, challenge them to do more.
Hey Nick, over the last 2 years in Charlotte, when you've been given an opportunity to start and play big minutes, we've seen what you've been able to do. How much are you enjoying having that kind of opportunity here in Phoenix on a team that's fighting for a playoff spot?
I'm just taking full advantage of it. It was a great time in Charlotte. I had the most amazing time with some of the best people in the world. But I'm here right now, and I'm taking full advantage of every single thing that the Suns are giving me.
Were your new teammates giving you some grief about not being able to pull down that 23 rebound?
Man, they were making fun of me actually, but it's gonna come. I ain't too worried about it. Dev and Ty, they stole like 3 from me. So we're gonna talk about that another day, but it's gonna come one day.
Hey Nick, Elliot Device, Sports 360 AZ, good to meet you. We spoke with KD a little bit about, being in the locker room and kind of getting to know the new guys. You mentioned how much you love Charlotte. What's it like just kind of getting acquainted to a new group of people in general?
There's always that, that's human nature. When you go around a bunch of new people, there's always that awkward stage. The first 2 days, and my personality, I'm more the quiet kind of guy. It takes me a little bit to warm up to people. But, the guys in the locker room, they welcome me with open arms, treat me like a brother since the first day I came into the locker room. Mason, I've been teammates with Mason for 2 years in Charlotte, so, he made that transition easy for me as well.
David Scott, Arizona Republic. I'm just wondering if talk about that third quarter where you scored 15 points, went on that stretch as the Suns were going through that lull. What opened up for you that time?
Honestly, I didn't even know that I did that. I guess it's just, like I said, just me being myself out there playing my game. My teammates finding me in the right spots. KD, Book, Brad, Ty, passing me the ball in the right areas for me to be the best of myself.
There's good spurts of the game and bad spurts. I think our true tests are coming up this next week, so we gotta just get ready for the Clippers Monday.
How does a performance like Nick's sort of impact everyone else on the team, not just what he's doing for himself, but just the team in general?
It's what we need, and he's giving it all every play on both ends of the floor. And tonight the numbers showed that. There's been other nights where the numbers don't look as crazy, but he still had an impact. So, it was good for him to almost have his 2020 game.
How much would you attribute that this might be honeymoon phase, or just is just what he does?
I think it's what he does. You know, I think it's all about fit and you know what's around him, and you know we draw a lot of attention and just throwing him the ball in the pocket and he catches it and he finishes it. And on the defense end, you know we're gearing him up to go try to block every shot, and you know we'll rotate around him on the backside.
You've been through this before, obviously, but how difficult is it to lock in when there's so much speculation with the deadline?
Yeah, I mean, we're not the only team that's dealing with it. It's all across the NBA. So being in 10 years now, nothing surprises you. So, you know, you have to just be professional and, you know, worry about the present.
A little off topic, but with Walter's record coming up, I just wanted to like refocus on your connection to the city and the franchise in general. When did you really start to feel that building in your career, that kinship towards the city and the franchise?
I'd say when I first started getting real minutes, probably a couple months into my rookie season. You know, when things were going tough, I think the city was still rallying behind me and giving me the confidence and allowing me to grow, play through mistakes, and still have my back. Even when we were losing games, you know, everybody still saw the potential in me, and, you know, it meant a lot.
When I asked Bud about it before the game, he compared you to Duncan, just with what he did for San Antonio and how he noticed just, okay, I know. Not the championships
Okay,
per se.
I was
We
gonna
were
say.
specifically talking about the connection.
Yeah.
No, and just I know how much you admire him, so just to be in a similar company in terms of that, what does that mean to you?
It means a lot. You know, I think it's going to continue to be more rare and rare that, you know, guys have long stints in cities, especially from the team that drafted you. So, you know, it's something I don't take lightly. It's something that I felt like I built from the ground up. So, you know, this is my home now.
Is that the extra layer for you, and that like you were sort of the protagonist behind like the ascension of the franchise, right?
Yeah. And I've just, you know, I've seen the whole city develop at the same time. You know, you can drive down the street and I'm like, I remember when that was a warehouse. I remember when that was an office building, and, you know, it's crazy 10 years in now. The city continues to grow, but we need to keep these people out. You know, I think everybody from California is trying to come over now, and, you know, everyone's raising up the prices.
When did that become a source of pride for you, just your longevity? Was it year 4, 5, 6? When did you really start to take some pride in that?
Honestly, that around that same time, you know, my first year, you know, I knew it was something. You know, I knew the fan base was here. They always had the mural down at, well, here, it used to be U.S. Airways Center. When I was first here, like the mural of '93 when they, you know, had their early parade and how many people were out there. So, you know, I know the Phoenix Suns is, you know, Arizona's baby. I feel like the only sports team besides the Mercury that has Phoenix in the name. Yeah, so, you know, it's been an honor to be here.
What you said about being in different places over the past 10 years is pretty befitting with that commercial being like Gump, right?
Yeah, on the move. And that last scene, you know, I've been up there actually to, you know, that, what is it called, Forrest Gump Point now? Like,
Highway
right on the border,
163, yeah.
Arizona and Utah.
The Four Corners, yeah.
Yeah, so that was dope.
And that's really your voice.
Yeah, it's really my voice.
When did you do that?
When?
Yeah, when did you do that?
About last week, voice memo, and then people still think it was me that actually did the acting too, but I was gonna do a Finders Keepers on that bench in Georgia also, but they moved the bench to a museum, but the park's still there.
How many takes did it take for you to get that right?
It took a few. I love the movie though too, so just put a voice memo on the phone and go from there.
Did you have to watch the movie again just to kind of get the?
Yeah, I rewatched the scenes a million times, and I've seen the movie a million times, so always paying homage back to that. Like I said, a couple of these guys hadn't even seen the movie in here. Some people came to me today and were like, "Yeah, I had to rewatch the movie. I haven't seen it." Yeah, it's crazy. I thought it was a staple.
I saw the movie in the theater, so I'm kind
Yeah,
of
yeah, it's crazy.
Just to go back to the record quickly, Walter is the type of player to you where like he could have played in any era, right? Especially today.
Yeah, smooth. Athleticism was off the charts, but the touch was still there. He was getting by everybody and finishing in the paint, in the mid range, anything you need to do. And I've watched him back a lot this year also.
When do you remember developing like not only a sense of pride but just like a sense of love for the game, where like that historian aspect for you became important?
I say my whole life. You know, had the benefit of growing up in Michigan and following that Pistons team, and you know they were the epitome for me of team basketball. So they're easy to rally behind, and you know each guy on that team had their own personality and their own way of going about things, and I watched them all closely and was big fans of them.
It's still surreal to you, like you're doing the Finders Keepers thing, you're going around and just like seeing random Booker jerseys everywhere. Is that still a surreal thing for you to see the family's name on the back like that?
Yeah, every time. I was just driving down the street yesterday and seeing somebody with it. So, you know, the more rare of the place, I think, it hits harder. You know, when I'm in Europe and I see it too, it really is crazy.
You got Nick next time for that 20th rebound, right? Like I saw you tried.
No, I tried, man. He ain't want to let the ball go off his head, falling all over the floor. He'll get it though. He'll get it soon too.
Do you participate in the drops yesterday, or
Yeah.
you're actually out there dropping?
Yeah, I couldn't. I didn't do the one in Sedona because we were obviously playing.
Right.
But yesterday I did. Just got a hoodie up, drop and go. Post a video once I get in the car.
How quickly do you think those things are scooped up?
Oh, quick. I have somebody that stays there and watches it and waits on people. Yeah.
How big is your? How'd you come up with that idea?
Rest in peace, DJ Clark Kent. Condolences to him and his family. He just passed away this year. Good brother, you know him, and he always did it. He always did a Finders Keepers. He had many collabs on many shoes, and he would just leave them all over New York, his favorite spots. And I actually reached out to him when I did mine in New York, and I'm like, what location should I leave it at? And,
LES.
Yeah, and he gave me a few.
What has it meant for your social media team and what you guys have been able to do with the ads and the videos and coming up with the ideas and that collaboration?
It's just something I have an interest in, so it's fun for me. So, when the shoe, when they told me I was getting a shoe, I was like, what's a better way to tell stories? Because, I don't really talk that much. So I'd rather just tell stories through different ways like that. And I think each story having a shoe, people are finding the connections, to me. Forrest Gump's one of my favorite movies. I wore the Aspen Corners today. I go up the flag every time the leaves turn over and go check that out. So any bits of stories I can give to the fans and my people without just telling them or yelling in their face, I like to do it.
Tom Hanks, who you love?
Yeah, I actually got in touch with his family too, so they got a whole bunch of pairs going to him and his people.
4 starters finishing in double figures tonight in scoring. What did you think of the team effort tonight?
Yeah, I think we started the game off slow on offense, but defensively, I think that we were there. I think later in the game, we got better on offense, and our defense kind of dropped a little bit. But overall, we played together. We played off one another, didn't turn the ball over too much. Got shots up, got a lot of threes up. So, yeah, we can live with that.
A new career high, 19 rebounds for Nick Richards. How has he been able to change the game for you guys, and as he's been trying to adjust quickly?
Yeah, just being available, keeping the game simple. In the paint, he's finishing well. He's catching the ball well in the paint. Finishing some of those layups and those dunks, screening well, running the floor well. So we got to keep encouraging him. It's going to be trying to learn on the fly, trying to come into a new team on the fly like this. It could be tough, but he's picking up things pretty quickly. So we just need to keep working and keep getting better with one another.
Kevin, when you look at Nick inside, and I think you threw it to him one time in the post, and it led to I want to say a 3 on the other side. Maybe what element of that can help the group in terms of ball movement with the offense?
Yeah, I mean, we can get closer to the rim to try to initiate sometimes. We can get some of those threes. Today's game, the NBA in general, is always outside in, and sometimes when you can go inside out, you can gain a little bit of advantage, throw a team off a little bit. So we've seen some numbers down there with smaller guys guard Nick, and I feel like I threw it to him. I like his hook shot. I like how strong he held his position, and he happened to finish a couple. So just it's confidence to get keep growing from that, and if that's something else we can utilize and add to our offense, then why not?
The other thing I had was you said before how we can get through this stretch in late January, early February in decent shape that would give you momentum going into after the All-Star break. What kind of momentum do you think you guys are building right now through that?
We'll see in a couple of weeks once we hit All-Star break, to be honest. Like, we could look back and reflect on those last couple of weeks, and we all will figure out where we are. But as of today, we want to take it a day at a time, celebrate a win. It's hard to win in the NBA, and get ready for the next game.
Book was talking about the relationship between the ball handler and the big man and how important it is when you're working with a new big like that. What are you trying to, hammer home in terms of building that chemistry?
Just keeping it simple, not trying to make the game too tricky. And we can dive deep into angles of the pick and rolls and where I want you to set it for me and which angle is the best for me. But we try to adapt around one another. Keep his game simple. He set the screen, roll to the rim. If you open, pass the ball. So we try not to, overthink it too much and let that stuff kind of happen naturally. The nuances of the game, that'll happen naturally. He'll figure that stuff out. He already coming to me and Book with suggestions and the guards on how he wants to set screens and where he want to roll. So we let that happen naturally, but just try to keep the game simple for him as much as possible.
I know how much appreciation you have for All-Star Weekend and being able to be a part of it. When you hear that you're one of 7 players to reach 15 selections, just what does that mean to you?
Means a lot to be in that company. And some guys that's in that group of people that changed the world, to be honest. Just from how they play the game, how they approach the game, their attitude, their personality, their stories, their journey. Inspired the world, and I'm just grateful to be a part of that. It takes a lot of hard work and dedication, but it's a lot of people who sacrifice their time to help me out to become the player that I am today. So when I do stuff like that, I always reflect and just grateful for the people that stood in there with me and got me better as well. So I can't wait to be out there in the Bay, a place that I'm familiar with as well. I'm looking forward to that.
Nick Devin, Elliott provides Sports 360 AZ. We just talked a lot about Nick as a player, but how has he been in the locker room, just kind of getting acquainted with you, with the fellas?
He's quiet. It'll take a few weeks for guys to kind of feel comfortable with showing their personality a bit. I understand. I know he's Jamaican, but kind of came up in New York, so I know he got some energy to him, and he plays that way too. So each day I'm just trying to ask him more and more questions about himself, and I'm sure the rest of the guys are doing the same. And before you know it, he'll feel like he's, been a part of the group for a while now. So he's getting comfortable by the way he's playing, and I'm sure he'll get even more comfortable in the locker room with us.
Hank, I have a non-basketball related question. Obviously, a massive game for your Commanders tomorrow. How are you feeling about the game, and what do you guys have to do to get it done?
I'm feeling confident. I don't know exactly what we need to do. I'm not that much of an expert at the game of football. I'm keep my fan hat on, but I'm be rooting for the guys. Sending good energy. I'm gonna be on FaceTime and with all my DC folks, and we're gonna watch the game together. So I'm excited, man. It's a great time to be a Commanders fan. So good luck to my guys.
We all silly like the mayor.